Everyone, and welcome to the Lifeburst podcast's review of green. We're going to talk about the green cards in Vertex Diva, and then we're going to talk about the black cards, and then we're going to talk about the multi-cards. But today, we're talking about the green cards. The first one we're going to talk about is Newton Jade Wisdom Queen. This is a level 3 green card with a power 10,000. It's got a Lifeburst. Choose one vanish target up to Signy on your opponent's field, or enter charge 1. This is one of the worser Lifebursts that you can get, but it's fine. It's fine. It's borderline, is what I'm trying to say. At the beginning of your attack phase, if the total of Elrigs on your field is even, you can add up to 1 Signy from your enter zone to your hand. Enter if the total level of your Elrigs are odd. You can enter charge 1. Okay. Guys, I'm going to crack the code for you guys for this one ahead of time, because this wordage is super wacky. If you want this when this enters, for your Elrig's total level to be odd, right? And then when you attack, you want it to be even, which means that what you should be looking for is having a 1/1 level on the attack, or on when it enters, right? So your assist should be at level 1, and your other assist should be at level 1, and your Elrig in the center should be a level 3. Yes, I know you could also do a level 0 and a level 2 and a 3, but that's very rarely going to happen in practice. So 1/1/3 is what you're looking for when you do this. And then if you are going into attack step, you want to level up that 1 assist that was currently a level 1, at least one of them, into a level 2. So then you have a 2/1/3. This is where it's going to be where it's at its best. Because if you do it at 3/2/2, you'll only get the auto ability, which is okay, I suppose, in late game, right? Because at that point, it really doesn't matter how much enter you have. You're green, you probably have way too much enter. And so it matters that you're drawing extra cards. So it's got an okay floor there. But before you run this in your deck, you need to ask yourself, am I often in a scenario where I'm playing green, 1, and 2, I'm playing my assists at level 1 when my center is at level 3 on turn 3? If the answer is yes, then you should be playing this card. If the answer is no, you should really be thinking about it before playing this card. It is worth noting, this is a wisdom type line, which I don't think we've actually seen yet in this thing, this world, this Wixoss, in Diva format, and that is something that might be interesting to Aught players right now. And Aught is a green card, so that's why I bring it up specifically for green. Let's keep going. We've got oh gosh, Abaraki, Doji, Jade Evil Queen. We have a, look at that bicep she's got going on there. That plant bicep, good for her. She's a demon with a big sword and a drinking problem, probably. Constant Lancer. Now that's not something you've seen very often on level 3s, or green in general. It's just, this doesn't gain Lancer. This just has Lancer naturally. It's 12,000 attack power, which is nice when considering Lancer. And then its auto ability is, at the beginning of your attack step, put this Signy into the field, from the field into its owner's trash, unless you pay colorless. Okay, so there it is, right? That's the rub. You have a really, really great card. If it costs 2, probably very playable. If it costs 1, an amazing card. If it costs free, awesome. This is the greatest card ever. At 3, this is costed to a point where you're like, meh, I think I'll pass on this. It also would be fine if it died at the end of the turn instead of at the beginning of the attack phase. Because then you'd be giving up, you'd be basically a double-edged sword. I'd be giving up a lane to basically get a lane of Lancer Crush. And that would be fine. It would also work well with the demon subtype, because then you could grab it. I mean, I guess it dies at the beginning of your attack phase, so you can grab it back with your Devil's Carnival, but it's not going to be worth grabbing back with your Devil's Carnival. I'm going to name this, I'm just going to be crazy here and say unplayable. I don't think you're ever wanting to pay 3 for this effect. I'm think we'll hope we get better green in the future, because this certainly isn't it. Let's talk about our level 1 Satyr Jade Angel. This is a level 1 2000 power. It has an enter ability. Put 3 angel signies from your enter zone into the trash. If the cards were put into the trash this way consisted of 3 or more colors, target angel on your field gains Lancer till end of turn. Okay, so this is a level 1 that's not amazing at turn 1, but is okay. But theoretically is at its best turn, I don't know, 2 or 3. Probably turn 3 is where it's best at. And it gets Lancer for 3 enter. I don't know. I'm going to say no, just because, again, we want our life-crushing abilities to cost 2 enter. And 3 seems too much. It's also angel-specific, so you'd only be able to play this in angel deck. And angel decks either want to be green, black, blue, or they want to be white and red. So I'm going to go ahead and say probably unplayable. Let's just keep moving on. Angel sometimes have problems with lane opening, though, but this is not a lane opener I'm excited about. Takaoni. First play, this is a level 1, 2000 power. It enters, you can pay a colorless. Swap the Signy on the field with a level 2 in your enter zone. No, I'm just not excited about this one. Also unplayable. I wish green could catch a break. I have to pay in order to upgrade this level by 1, and it's not a good level 1 on its own. I'm going to go ahead and just say there's really no scenario I really want this to be good in. Wartone Amuser, though, is interesting. That's my ramen being delivered. There's no point where I really want this to be all that fantastic. It's just like maybe some Signy that want to see lane switching happening could want this, but for right now, I'll give it a big pass. Tasmanian Phantom Terra Beast is a level 1 Terra Beast with 5000 power. It's a vanilla otherwise. It has a Lifeburst, which is vanish target Signy on your opponent's field with power 7000 or more. This is gonna get my my vote for the sleeper hit of the set. I don't think a lot of people are going to be big on this when the set first starts, but it has a lot of things going for it right that pushes it in the direction of being very playable. First off, level 1 5000 stat line is a good stat line right now in general. Yes, 7000 is better, but 5000 is what we expect for having a good life burst. This life burst is vanish target Signy on your opponent's field with power 7000 or more. That's going to miss a lot of level 1s until later sets where level 1 7000 power becomes the standard. But the thing is, it's going to be a lot of feel-good moments when you hit this turn 2 or 3 and you vanish something huge, like a 13k or a 15k, and they're just not expecting it. A lot of the times you're going to be running this in a Terra Beast deck, which will be red and green, so they'll be playing around the vanish 5000, 8000 and under life burst, and they'll attack with their smaller stuff first, meaning that they'll hit this and leave their bigger stuff back, and then you'll vanish the bigger stuff with it. So it ends up being a perfectly good card. It has things pushing it, though. Its life burst is good, its stat line is good, its typing is very good, and the typing is in green, which is also good. So I think you'll find reasons to play this later down the line in your green decks, especially if you want to do any Terra Beast shenanigans. So I'm going to get this one a optimal, seems a little strong. Playable rating, viable rating seems good. I'm going to give this viable. Like, it is good, needs a little bit more to push it into the realm of being playable, like very, very playable, but viable is good. All right, Mulu, Jade General. It's a level 2 Signy, 5000 power. It's got a constant as long as it's in your center Signy zone. It gains the following auto whenever the Signy attacks. Choose one of the following. Add target Signy from your enter zone to your hand or enter charge 1. So is this better than the level 2 that when it's in your center zone enters and turns into an enter for you? I think the answer is no. And the reason is because you can use that enter charge. I think it's called Shunin, by the way. You can enter charge, and then you can sacrifice it right away if you want to put something better down. Mulu doesn't give you that, but on the flip end, it gives you a little bit more attack power, and it also gives you the ability to draw a card from your enter zone, which you might like instead. Overall, I think it's just not quite pushed enough for me to say, yeah, I love this card. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a barely playable rating, but that's it. All right, we've got Larjar Jade Evil. I like the art for this a lot. I like the cool sort of pastel goth tone here. It is a level 2, 8,000 power. The base power, when it enters, the base power target Signy on your opponent's field becomes 10,000 till end of turn. I think I'd like this more if this was also a 10,000 and then turned something into a 10,000, or it's an 8,000 and turns something into an 8,000. I get that its goal is to reduce a Signy's power from like 12k or 13k down to 10,000, but it's not so great that I'm like, yeah, we did it, we accomplished it, woohoo! Also, I'm just realizing how toothpicked that one arm is behind that bow. Oh, it's just me being an art snob over here. Yeah, I think this is a big pass. I'm gonna go ahead and say no to this card. We got Bullfrog, Phantom Aquatic Beast. It's a level 2, 5,000 power. As long as you have 5 or more cards in your hand, which is debatable whether you're gonna have that, it gets plus 5,000 power. So even in the best terms, this is a 10,000 level 2, which is it's really only fine. It's not amazing. When this Signy attacks, you may pay green. If you do, you get to draw a card. It has a Lifeburst of pay green if you do vanish target Signy on the opponent's field. I'm never into paying 2 to vanish something in a Lifeburst. I barely am into paying 1 to vanish something into Lifeburst. So this Lifeburst is bad. The constant ability is really marginal because it's tough to have 5 continuously in your hand. Whenever it attacks, you can pay green if you do draw a card is fine in a color that doesn't always get the ability to draw cards, but I think I'll pass on it too. Overall, this is a big no for me, so I'm just going to say, sorry, Bullfrog, this is unplayable. Zeruel Jade Angel. It has a enter Sunburst, which you guys don't know what that means. Gotta pay all the colors: white, red, blue, green, black. You can put target 2 Signys on your opponent's field into its owner's enter zone. So it doesn't vanish it, but it does similar of a job. I think getting that is a bit presumptuous. It is a very, very, very good effect. But for 5 enter to do that effect, is it that good? Here's the thing. If we were to take Influence as a baseline, which Influence is really average, it is 6 enter to get rid of 2 Signy. That's not great. 4 enter to get rid of 2 Signy is where I'm starting to be like, yeah, we did it. But if you are making it even harder to get this stuff by making it multicolored, like just so many colors, then you should be pumping up the power level to equal how hard it is to accomplish it. This, in the current Diva format, is going to require you to have a 3-color team and also run also have 2 guards in your inner. To just vanish 2 Signy. It's not great. I would not want to play this card. So I'm going to say unplayable. Even if I had access to easy 5 colors, I probably still would play this because it would be 5 colors and I would do some amount of work to accomplish something that I still want cost for. So no, I still wouldn't play. Caesar, code EAT. Guys, this is a Mectone cooking. Okay, again, wants you to consider the fact that this is a cooking Signy. Is it any good? Level 3, 10,000 power. It's got an auto twice a turn. Whenever a Signy enters your opponent's field, you get to enter charge 1. Okay, so let's say this is a delayed enter charge 2. Because that's basically what it is, right? this is a level 3, enter charge 2 on your opponent's turn, and it is a cooking subtype, which might matter in at. It's okay, I suppose, specifically in at, to try to help you get to that at's ability, like big ability, but I think I want to be doing more on my turn than just waiting to enter charge 2 for my level 3s. So I'm going to put it down as unplayable as well. I just don't like this card all that much. I'm sure there's a world where you need to enter a lot, and there might be a world where we suddenly are like trying to hit enter costs of 8 to do these insane effects, which don't exist yet. And in that world, Caesar suddenly becomes like, let's relook at it. But at this point, I don't think it's quite there. Let's talk about Unbreakable Javelin. Again, this is a green spell with a multicolored cost, meaning that you can play this in non-white decks. So we'll also have to consider that when we consider this, that it might be green's getting access to a little bit of a break in the color pie. Let's see what that break is. Target Signy on your field gains Lancer till end of turn. All Signy on your opponent's field lose all abilities and become base power 10,000 till end of turn. So this is like if you're like, yeah, I'm a white green stompy deck. I don't care that they're 10,000. I need them to lose all their abilities. This might be better. In a red stompy deck, this becomes less good because, I don't know, you're playing probably smaller Signies, but then you might be playing a lot of Team Pump, so it might balance out. Gaining Lancer is good, but right now what I'm reading is this is 3 enter to open up a lane, and again, I don't like 3 enter to open up a lane, so currently fails on just the card text alone. Let's look at the Lifeburst. All Signy on your field get plus 10,000 power till end of turn. And then the second one is look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Reveal a Signy from among them, add it to your hand or put it on the field, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So there's your white effect happening. The Lifeburst is okay. Let's say I like the second Lifeburst, which I do, and then we get a minor upside on top of it. I would not play this in a green deck just to gain access to that Lifeburst. There's a white-green deck that I might consider playing this in. But 3 enter for the baseline to just open up a lane, not working for me. I'm going to go ahead and say barely viable, barely. Just slight hair above non-viability. And that's it. Green did not do super well in this set. That stinks. But it seems like that's the green thing now, is to just be kind of like, it could have made it, but almost, but not quite. Let me know what you guys are excited for in green, or what you're not excited for, what you've been let down for in green, in the comments down below.